I am attracted to shiny things. Silver coins, gum wrappers, car keys, sequins, fingernail clippers, marbles, medallions, wedding rings, silverware, hood ornaments, you get the idea. For obvious reasons, I was stricken with the need to change my diapers immediately upon viewing the bean at Millennium Park in Chicago. Perhaps I am part crow, for I indeed bear an uncanny resemblance to Poe the Crow, although I do not choose to reside in a Methodist church tower. From 1964 Newbery Honor Award-winning Rascal by Sterling North. Should you happen to find yourself rooting around your public library shelves for a quality read, might I suggest it? I'm getting off the subject. Pardon the pleonastic goose chase. I was recently in Walmart at 3 a.m. buying ice cream sandwiches, and was hoofing past the electronics section when a shiny CD with an astronaut on the cover happened to catch my eye. I'm the sort of crow who must drop everything whenever something seizes his attention, much like the impetuous Jeremy from Miss Frisbee and the Rats of NIMH by Robert C. O'Brien. And consequently, I've been called absent-minded on more than one occasion. My sweet mother says I have a one-track mind, which, while plausible, I find mighty arguable, because the Cave-In Pro Tools session had well over 70 tracks. Having lived through the 70s and 80s, she must at least give me the benefit of the doubt and agree that I possess an 8-track mind at minimum. A stimulating argument better saved for a rainy day. Bedazzled, I dropped my box of ice cream sandwiches and snatched up the CD. Excitedly, I jumped up and down and let out a shrill, involuntary, asphyxiated scream of merriment that unfortunately attracted several flustered Nightstock employees. I was overcome with secret jealousy by the swift appearance of several handlebar mustaches and mullets. After assuring them I was just fine and didn't need an ambulance, I excitedly returned to the album, turned it over in my grubby hands, and lo and behold, printed between a pair of freshly squeezed parentheses, was my name. Dun dun dun. I could barely hold back the subsequent thunderous, throaty crescendo of euphoria as I felt a huge, stupid smile wash across my big baby face. I remixed a song called I Woke Up in a Car, a something corporate fan since high school. It was one of those surreal moments for me. I'm sure you know the kind. I chuckled inwardly as the bespectacled cashier peered expressionlessly over her Coke bottles at me and scanned the CD at the checkout. I gave the bored-looking door greeter person a grin and a thumbs up as I took my leave and gracefully withdrew from the premises. After a few turkey trot strides and a brief Texas two-step, I strode my way through the empty parking lot washed in lamp and moonlight like a hometown baseball night game. I've always loved parking lots at night. Something about them seems so summery and heartwarming. I hurled the ice cream sandwiches into the passenger seat, violently tore off the CD plastic wrapping, clawed at the spine label for several anguished moments before finishing the job with a car key, and finally crammed the disc into the player. It was marvelous. I ended up eating half the ice cream sandwiches on the way home. The scenario was a pleasant one. Another one of those little moments that make me wholeheartedly grateful for being allowed to do what I'm most passionate about. At 24, I feel tremendously fortunate to look back on the crowded clusters of these kinds of surreal moments that have swiftly added up over the course of the past few years. Some, if not most, of my wildest dreams have come true, and needless to say, I am astonished, even incredulous. This brick wall of realization hits me in the face often, and with such tremendous force that I remain, at minimum and by all means, unequivocally thankful. In other words, praise the Lord. An eloquent line penned by George Strait. Life's not the breaths you take, but the moments that take your breath away. Well said, George.